I'm 24 years old and live in Lansing, Michigan. My dream was always to become an IT expert, land a job at a big tech company, build software solutions, maybe move out west someday. But life doesn't always go the way you plan. My dad passed away suddenly last year, and my mum left shortly after, abandoning me and my 8-year-old sister Carla. I couldn't let her end up in the foster system or with relatives who barely knew us, so I put my IT goals on hold to raise her myself. Bills, groceries, rent, it all adds up. I picked up a job delivering pizzas at a local joint called Bellaroma's, just off Cedar Street. It's not glamorous, but it keeps the lights on and food in the fridge. I usually work the evening shift, from 4 p.m. to around midnight, sometimes later on weekends. It's not the safest job, especially in some neighborhoods after dark, but until July of last year, I'd never really run into any serious trouble. It was Thursday, July 14th. Hot, muggy, classic Midwest humidity that sticks to your skin. Around 9 p.m, we got an order. 2 large pepperoni pizzas and a side of wings. The address was on a quiet residential street near old downtown. Big trees, older houses, barely any streetlights. The house was almost completely dark, except for a flickering porch light. I knocked. No answer. I called out, "Pizza delivery!" and finally heard a muffled, breathless voice say, "Be right there." A tall, thin guy in a grey hoodie opened the door just enough to slip his hand through and hand me a wad of cash. He grabbed the food and shut the door without a word. His hood covered most of his face, but I caught a glimpse. Heavy stubble, tired eyes. I heard him sliding a chain lock the moment the door shut. The next night, Friday, we got the exact same order from the same address. My co-worker joked that I must have made a good impression. I laughed it off and went back. But this time, it was even darker. No porch light, just a faint TV glow in the window. Same guy, same routine. This time, he gave exact change. No conversation, just a long stare before he shut the door. It felt off. And when I checked my tips later, I noticed he'd slipped in an extra $20. Generous? Maybe. But it didn't feel right. That weekend, I kept getting the feeling someone was watching me. I'd catch glimpses of a dark hoodie in my rearview mirror, or see someone standing at a bus stop who turned away the moment I noticed them. Maybe it was nothing, maybe it wasn't. Monday, July 18th. Another order to the same house. I felt a knot in my stomach. I wanted someone else to take it, but we were short-staffed, so I went. This time, the house was completely dark. No TV, no porch light, just silence. I knocked. Nothing. I knocked again, softly. Bellaroma's? Still nothing. As I turned to leave, I heard footsteps on the gravel behind me. I spun around. There he was, the guy in the hoodie. He was closer this time. I could smell his cigarette breath. We locked eyes. He muttered, "You alone, right?" Before I could react, he pulled a knife. Not huge, but sharp. My mind raced. Survival instincts kicked in. "I don't want trouble," I said. "Take what you want." He gestured toward my pockets with the blade. I handed over my wallet and phone with trembling hands. Then, without warning, he slashed at me. I jumped back, but not fast enough. The knife grazed my palm. Hot, stinging pain. He shoved my stuff into his hoodie and hissed, "Don't follow me!" before disappearing into the darkness. I stood there, stunned, bleeding. I grabbed my keys, drove back to the shop, and called 911 from the store's landline. Police came, took my statement, and investigated the address. Turned out the house had been abandoned for months. A neighbour said they'd seen someone sneaking in at night, but never got a clear look. The cut on my hand needed stitches. I replaced my phone, cancelled my cards, but that sense of being violated, that stuck with me. I kept wondering, had he been calling in those orders to lure me there? Did he watch me the first time and decide I was an easy target? I'll never know. He was never caught. I've since gone back to my IT courses, hoping someday I can leave pizza delivery behind.